Maurice Greene ready to run anchor. It figured to be the final battle between the U.S. and Canada. Remember, Canada had beaten the U.S. at the '96 Olympics in Atlanta, but in the semifinals yesterday, the second baton pass from Glenroy Gilbert to Trevino Betty was made out of the zone, much as the U.S. had done in Athens and was disqualified. Well, that was it. Canada was out, disqualified for passing the baton out of the zone. The disappointment evident on the face of Glenroy Gilbert. Meanwhile, the U.S. safely made it into the final. And here they are with Maurice Greene ready to run the anchor leg. Leading off will be the self-proclaimed clown prince of track and field, John Drummond. And as we were watching him just a few minutes ago, he lived up to his nickname. Well, hello. John smoked Donovan Bailey out of the blocks in the semifinal yesterday.
Yeah, he sure did, Tom. And George Williams, who's the head coach here for the U.S. team, says that no one right now has the reaction time out of the blocks or can manage that first curve like John Drummond. Drummond promised us earlier this week that he will run 9.9 out of the blocks in this relay tonight.
Second round for the U.S., Tim Montgomery.
I don't think Tim Montgomery is as calm as John Drummond. He not only has the legacy of the U.S. history in this event, but he was involved in the drop stick the last time at the World Championship, so he's got to block both of these things out of his mind. He told me earlier in the week he was at home for a month preparing for this meet to do his best instead of racing in Europe.
Third leg, Brian Lewis was also involved in that botched out of the zone handoff in Athens.
But they were in the reversed order in Athens.
Lewis
so
led off
a little differently.
And of course, Maurice Greene.
Well, Tom, Maurice Greene has been waiting for this moment. He was telling me earlier this week about a trip on a hovercraft from Malmo, Sweden, over to Copenhagen, Denmark. And he said the British runner, the anchor, as a matter of fact, Dwain Chambers, told Maurice that he hopes that the United States will get the stick around because he wants to roll him up like a Philly cigar. And the United Chamber trash talking into whether it's and
this is the only event in which Drummond is competing, and Maurice Greene awaits the stick for the anchor. Men's 4x100 underway, and once again, it is John Drummond coming out of the blocks. Drummond moving well in the first leg. Here's the handoff to Tim Montgomery, and the U.S. has the lead. Montgomery now down the backstretch, and Montgomery's running well. Brian Lewis will run the third leg for the United States. Here's the handoff to Lewis. And Lewis running the curve. The U.S. is in front. Maurice Greene, the world's fastest man, awaits the baton for the anchor. Here's the handoff. Greene has it. Nigeria second. Great Britain is right there. Great Britain has the lead. Can Greene catch him? Here goes Maurice Greene, blazing to the finish. U.S. wins.
And it couldn't have played out any more dramatic than it did, Tom. Great Britain and the United States neck and neck with 100 meters to go, and Maurice Greene able to cash in on exactly what he said he would do.
You got to give credit to both teams. This is a tough thing. There's a lot of nerve, and both teams passed the stick well. It really came down to, as if you had graphed this on paper, it came down to Maurice Greene being a tenth of a second faster than anybody else in the field.
It was an electric finish. Dwain Chambers of Great Britain, Maurice Greene of the United States. And it was Maurice Greene that made the difference. He and John Drummond share a moment as Greene collects his third gold medal of these games. New territory. No man had ever won the 100 or the 200 at a world championship. And the two former teammates at Norfolk State, Lewis and Montgomery, joining in the celebration. There's Maurice Greene. Boy, did he ever fly down the home stretch.
Well, he flew the last 50 yards. The first 50 yards, it looked like he had a little bit of a problem on his left side. You know, I don't think there's ever been a closer race. When the U.S. has won in the past, they've had Carl Lewis, and he's blown everybody away, or they've lost it outright by not making the final. This was perhaps the tightest race I've ever seen the U.S. run.
And what a moment for Tim Montgomery and Brian Lewis, always remembered for botched handoffs, and here they are able to come out and correct all that and have a spectacular moment.
It may really be the camera angle, but there's no question that Maurice Greene had a battle on his hands, but then in the space of 4 strides, he just opened it up because he slows down less at the end than anyone else.
There at lane 5, John Drummond taking it out of the blocks, and he promised a 9.9, and we don't have a clock on it, but he was fast. And there's the key, really a conservative handoff, but the most important thing is Tim Montgomery got the stick, and he's able then to get back to max speed and pass that baton off to Brian Lewis. That was a better exchange. Brian Lewis then running the curve. Look at Great Britain on the right of your screen in the blue and white. They're behind, but then at this exchange, Maurice Greene gets the stick neck and neck with Dwain Chambers. And right here, Maurice Greene has a surge that is unbelievable. Chambers not able to hold on, and the U.S. gets the victory.
And now that we see it again, if John Drummond hadn't had such a great pass and Great Britain hadn't had such a poor pass on the first exchange, this race might have been different. Because from the second exchange on, the Brits were playing catch-up. Now, the U.S. had some real good passes, but the Brits really were catching them.
And Montgomery handing off to Lewis, an excellent exchange there. Had to be a nerve-wracking situation for those two. They didn't want anything to go wrong. And Maurice Greene able to toe the line, hold on for just a moment, wait for Lewis to get to his mark, and then take off down the straightaway.
Well, one of the things that happened is the Great Britain runner getting the final stick had to cut back just a little bit, and he switched hands once he got the baton, and then he's trying to catch Maurice from behind. Maurice Greene from behind. You can't do it.
Well, Maurice Greene went to afterburner just before the wire, and the U.S. 4x100 title returns to the United States after an absence of several years. Celebration with the Stars and Stripes, and the winning U.S. team is with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Maurice, you had your hands full there as you were running down the stretch. Did you feel as though Chambers may be able to leg you out?
No, I knew I was very confident in my top end speed. I know I'm faster than him, so I really wasn't worried about it. I was just thinking about bringing the gold medal back to the United States since it's been a long time.
Now, you got off to a real good start over there, John Drummond. You kind of led things off and put your team in position.
I just thank God that these fellas believed enough in me to put me on that first leg, and I wanted to run the best leg that I could run. I was trying to catch lane 8 if I could, and me and Tim had a great exchange, and I'm ecstatic right now. I'm feeling great.
Tim, tell us about the exchange, particularly after the mishap in 1997.
Oh, I came in with a lot of pressure on me. My teammates believed in me, and they took the pressure for me. They said, we got your back. So me and John had a great exchange coming from that second leg. I went down the back straight. I said I want to catch the lane in front of me. I done it, and it was great.
Brian, you were also part of the mishap. Were you worried today that there could be another problem?
No, I took a lot of pressure off me, you know what I'm saying, getting together with my teammates and let God take it in his hands, and I had no pressure, actually.
Now, let me ask you, you went over to the Great Britain team who had said before the race it was Darren Campbell that the Americans are arrogant and they were going to whip you guys. You stuffed the American flag over his head. Tell us a little bit about that. What was that all about?
Well, that was just showing him who's the best. I know he wanted to be part of the USA, but unfortunately he can't be, so I was just letting him have a little taste of it.
3 gold medals for you. Has this exceeded way beyond your expectations?
Well, I expect more than anyone else expect out of me. So, I mean, I came in here to get 3 gold medals. I've achieved that. I just thank the Lord for letting my body hold up the way it has and letting me perform the way I have.
John, you got the final thought here. First, what do you expect in Sydney, and did you miss the Canadian team? They've been your nemesis.
Well, it was very misfortunate for them. I was looking forward to them being there because we wanted to settle a couple of scores over the past 2 years. And they were missed, but
you know, that's part of the game. You got to get the stick around. And they experience what we experience, so they can't call us arrogant no more.
Oh, y'all set for Sydney?
Oh, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm getting ready for it. Sydney's my next. I'm going to go conquer Sydney now.
All right.
He gonna have a little
Congratulations to you all.
Have a little trouble.
They brought back the gold this time, Tom.
They did indeed, Jim. And how good was this race? Well, the British team set a European record. No team has ever run faster and lost. Nigeria set an African record with the bronze, and Brazil in fourth set a South American record. What a race. U.S. has the 4x100 crown one more time, and Maurice Greene equals the World Championship record by winning 3 golds. Carl Lewis did it twice. Back with more from Seville in just a moment.
3 goals, baby! 3!
And this is a fair start, and Maurice Greene got away quickly. Greene blasts out of the blocks as they come off the curve and head to the home straightaway. Maurice Greene is there. Over Quayle right alongside. Now Silva's moving up too, but Maurice Greene has the lead. Here they come for the finish. Greene is double gold.
It feels so great to accomplish something that I've never tried before. It's been a very long week. We've been doing a lot of running, taking our bodies places it's never gone before. The bottom line is you have to go out there and perform and do the best job that you possibly can do and give it your all. And that's what I've done.
All that remained in Greene's quest for an unprecedented triple, one final great performance, this time as anchor of the U.S. 4x100 relay team. Men's 4x100 underway, and once again, it is John Drummond coming out of the blocks. Drummond moving well in the first leg. Here's the handoff to Tim Montgomery, and the U.S. has the lead. Montgomery now down the backstretch, and Montgomery's running well.